our next program in the digit separation is to find reverse of a number. That is, write a C program to find reverse of a number. That is, if the number is 1 2 3 4 5, then output will be 5 4 3 2 1. So the logic behind this code I have told you in the flow chart. So now writing the code, starting with our header file. Now a number, we will take our number into a variable n. For taking the remainder, it is r. For storing the reverse of the number, taking a variable rev. Now give the message to the user to enter a number. Now store it into the variable n. Now we will run a loop. The loop will run up to n greater than 0. Now finding our last digit, that is r equal to n mod 10. Okay, now rev will be rev plus what we have discussed in the flowchart, that is 5 is r first in the first loop, r will be 5. Okay, so second number will be 4. So how so as a whole the number is now 54. So how 54 comes, that is 5 into 10 plus 4, that is 54. Then 543. Now how it comes, that is 54 into 10 plus 3, that is 554. So our logic will be rev into 10 plus r, is it, and then n by 10. After the termination of this loop, we will have our output. That is %d rev return 0. Now running the code, there is no error in this program, and now you can see then we have our reverse number, that is 54321. So whatever we have done in the loops till now, we have used only while loop, but in C program we have 3 types of loop, that is while loop, for loop, and do while loop. So now starting with the do while loop. Okay, so it is also a loop. Okay, so first see what is while loop. Okay, now you will understand the logic. That is first writing a header file, then int main and int n equal to 5, int n equal to 5, int I equal to 1, and now see I less than 5, I less than equal to 5. Okay, we have written I less than equal to 5, and printf %d tab, and then I, and I equal to I plus 1. Okay, now can you say that what will be the output of this code? Hello, can you say that what will be the output of this code? Please respond.
हमको बोल दो। 1 2 3 4 5 6 5
Now there is a two important keyword. First is break, second is continue. Okay, now what does these two keywords do? Okay, break is used to forcefully move out from the loop, and continue is to move the control back at the starting of the loop. Okay, now suppose this is a loop while I less than equal to 5. Okay, now here is some block of statement. Okay, and if break is encountered, so no matter if after break there is any more statement in this block. Okay, if break is encountered, then control will come directly at the end of the loop. Okay, now what is continue? Suppose this is continue. Okay, so in a loop, if we use continue, when the continue will be when the continue statement will be encountered, the control will move directly to the top of the block, no matter if any statement are there after this keyword. Okay, now before going to for loop, I want to tell you about two operators, that is plus plus operator and that is minus minus operator. So basically plus plus operator is called increment operator and minus minus is called decrement operator. Okay, so what is the work? Simply when we are writing I equals to I plus 1, that means we increment I that I by 1. Okay, so instead of that we can write this, and we if write I equal to I minus 1, then simply we can write I minus minus. Now there is two syntax, that is I plus plus and plus plus I. Okay, this is called post increment operator and this is called pre increment operator. Okay, similarly there is I minus minus, that is called post decrement operator, and minus minus I is for pre decrement. Okay, so there is a little difference in post increment and pre increment. Okay, so suppose here int I equal to 5. Okay, and after that we are printing this. Okay, fine. Now say what will be print here? Hello, what will be print here?
5.
5, very good. Now if I write I plus plus, then what will be print here?
6.
6, very good. Now if I write plus plus I, then what will print here?
6.
Hmm?
6.
6, no,
5 here, I
no.
think.
See, post increment means first I value of I will be stored in I, then it will be plus 1, that is 6, and plus I means first value of first it will increment, then it will store to I. Okay, so here it will be 7. So
सब
better,
एक दूसरे से रिलेटेड है.
yes. In for loop we will use increment operator, we will see soon. Now see, now coming to the for loop. Okay, so for the syntax of a for loop is like this, that is for keyword, then initialization, then semicolon, then condition, then semicolon, then increment or decrement. Okay, so this is the syntax of a for loop. So this is a syntax of for loop. Okay, initialization means simply this is the this is initialization, that is int I equals to 0. This is called initialization. So as in C programming we have to declare the variable at the very beginning of the program, so we have to write just like this, that is int I equal to 0 or I equal to 1. This is optional. Okay, and in the place of condition we have to write the condition which will be based on the loops and increment and decrement operator, that is if we are counting any variable, then counter variable will be increment or decrement, and if we are if we are moving to the next term, then by using this we can move to our next term instead of writing the another line for it. So now see, if there is no initialization statement of our program, then we will write like this. Okay, okay, if there are no initialization in our loop, if there are initialization but no condition, then our program will be flow for loop will be like this. So you have to in for loop we have always give this syntax. Okay, no matter if there are initialization or not, condition or not, and increment or decrement or not. Okay, we have to write like this. So this was the syntax of for loop. So let us write a program using for loop, then you will understand it better. So the task is we have to print I, okay, from 1 to 5. We have to print 1 to 5. Okay, normally. So in for loop we will have to use the initialization statement, then our condition, that is I less than equal to 5, and then I will be plus plus, and simply print sorry I. Okay, okay, so this will give the output as 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now suppose we have written I equal to 1 here, so we can omit this. So in this case we have to give the semicolon here, then our condition, then I plus plus. Now suppose we are omitting this from here, and we are using our increment operator here, So we can also do this. So in this case, this will be our face of the float for loop. Okay, we can also give here I equal to I plus 1 and this. Okay, now see how for loop works. How for loop works. First of all, step 1, this is the step 1. Then condition is checked. Then condition is checked. Then block of statement is executed. That is step 3. After that, increment operator works. Okay. So that is step 1 to step 2. Then block of statement will be executed. Then increment decrement operator works. After that, condition is checked again. If this is true, then it will move to here, then here, then here, then here. Okay. If the condition goes false, then it will come out of the loop. Did you got it?